Hi, I'm William Boisture, and I'll be talking about delivery, pacing, and tone in on-air broadcasting. First, I'd like to detail 3 public speakers or on-air commentators I've selected. First is Jay Billis, the second is Stephen A. Smith, and the third is Anderson Cooper. I found that when watching these 3, I was able to pick up on very good pacing, tone, and delivery, and I'll go into which of them has that best aspect with them. Even great speakers talk very fast. JFK once spoke 327 words in 1 minute. Some good techniques to help break up bad pacing is try to break up your monotone voice when possible. I know when I'm listening to a presentation, I get kind of aggravated when someone has a monotone voice or sounds like a robot. Pauses are also a really good way to put emphasis on a topic or something that you want your audience to remember. And then also just to breathe, not get so tense and to get nervous up on the stage. And some good ones are to have passion and to make the audience notice your emotion when you're presenting. If you're really passionate about something, you're probably going to want to put emotion and some pride into it when you're talking about it. And then knowing when to engage the audience and when to break up the awkward silence in the room. So my first professional example is Jay Billis. I've been watching Jay Billis for probably about 5 years now. I really like his work as the ESPN color commentator for college basketball. I think he has extremely good pacing in how he's able to convey an idea or to contribute to a conversation when they're in a pregame show, postgame, interviewing a player or a coach. I'm a really big fan of his work. So the second one is delivery. Some good techniques to have really good delivery when you're presenting is to have confidence and to treat it almost as a conversation and not a forced recitation. I know that when I'm practicing for my presentations, I like to take things very slow and to just really enunciate my words and to remain calm and not get so nervous up on the stage. And then avoiding overcomplication with your ideas, as most people, when they're sitting in a presentation, don't want to be bogged down with facts and statistics. You just want to break it down as simply as you can. And then when to emphasize and when not to, if you're trying to get a very specific idea across the audience. I know that Stephen A. Smith, the next person I'm going to talk about, has very good delivery and how he emphasizes his ideas on the set. Some bad techniques are to yell. Not everybody likes a person who yells at them in a presentation. And then the subject or context and your word choice can be your key to success when you're trying to have good delivery. And also try to avoid filler words in your presentation. Those are pretty annoying and will lose your audience's attention and seem like you're unprepared. So my second professional example is Stephen A. Smith. And Stephen A.'s best techniques, I think he's the most upbeat person in on-air sports television. I really like his work in the various TV shows that he's had. I think he's very funny as well, which also contributes to his delivery, which makes it also memorable in the presentation. My last point is tone. When you're trying to get a good tone, I would suggest that practicing makes perfect. Try to deliver it with the same emphasis on words or on your ideas that you will have when you're giving the presentation in live time. And then try to put enthusiasm in your practice, like I just said. And if you don't like the topic, if it's a school project and you accidentally got put with a topic you don't like, try to get into as much as possible so the audience thinks you're interested and actually want to be up there talking about your topic. Some bad techniques are sounding like a robot, like I previously mentioned, with pacing and sounding like a robot. And then pauses and knowing your audience. And if voice projection is needed, if you're presenting in a large auditorium, you might need to project your voice more to make sure your ideas get across. And my professional example for this one is Anderson Cooper. And I think he's one of my role models when it comes to broadcasting. I really like his style, and I think he's a really good commentator for CNN. And I think he does an extremely good job also with his voice inflections and his tone and how he gets his ideas across. And I think he's a really good news anchor.